All right, everybody, here we are, 1020 podcast, still no name. If you guys have any names for my podcast, please link them down below or shoot me a DM through Instagram. I really appreciate it. We got a very special guest today. We got my friend Pablo here. Pablo's a good guy. I've known Pablo for probably around a year now. And he's got some stories. We talked a little bit before, and he's got some exciting stories I think you guys are going to want to hear. And I think this podcast is going to fit my podcast theme very, very well. So, anyways, welcome Pablo to the podcast.
Thanks, Benny. It's a pleasure being here. Thanks for the nice introduction.
Mm-hmm. And so, Pablo, describe yourself for me a little bit, or describe yourself for the audience real quick, so they get a little feel for who you are as a person on the inside, the outside. As much as you want to explain, as little as you want to explain, that's all on you, all right? Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I was born and raised in New York, in Long Island in particular. I would say I'm a quiet guy. I keep to myself. But, I ain't afraid to have a good time. Mm-hmm. Like Benny said, I've known him for about a year. We actually worked together for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Funny enough, we met half a year prior to when I actually got hired at the job, funny enough.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were in my interview group.
Yeah.
That's right. You were in my interview group the first time. And I guess things didn't go so well for you. But, yeah, you missed out on 6 months of work that... Fuck it. I mean, you experienced it. I mean, did you really miss that much?
No, and I'm glad
you
I did.
were free for like an extra 6 months rather than me. I mean, I was just in this job still. So, I mean, yeah, so we've known each other for a little bit. And I never knew Pablo was a crazy guy. Or maybe not a crazy guy, but he definitely has a lot to offer here. A lot of entertainment here. He's a very entertaining guy. And after talking with him today... I think you all will know. You all will know after listening to this. So, Pablo, we'll just say that you're a college student. That's fair. Okay. We don't need to name what university or whatever here, but this guy's a college student. But first of all, just describe your whole approach to college before you went to college. How were you kind of going into college? What was your mindset?
I would say going into college, I kind of thought of it as like a reset to like your social life because, with high school, you spend 4 years with people that you're probably not really going to see as often anymore or hardly any of them.
Right.
So, there's an opportunity for me to, step out of my comfort zone, try to be more social, be more active. Mm-hmm. I thought it was definitely going for it. I think what I'm going to talk about tonight will definitely show it.
Yeah. So you definitely, though, with this new approach, I guess to maybe life in general, because it takes up so much hours of your time. This was a positive move for you in the end of the day, or maybe not. Okay, positive, yes, but like it opened your mind a little bit. Like you saw the world in a different way through this.
I would say overall it was a positive. I mean, I did get in trouble here and there, but like, hey, as a college student, you're gonna go through a lot of rough patches, being a little reckless. But hey, it's just life, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So tell me, what happened in college for you? Was this a first time for you, just like exploring life? Do you have a lot of firsts in college?
Yeah, definitely. I got a lot of firsts, which I'm definitely glad I was able to experience it because you never know when you're gonna experience a lot of that stuff again. So I guess let's start off with the big one.
Yeah. Boom.
All right. I actually got laid for the first time in college.
Holy mackerel! That's big.
Yeah.
That's very big. That's a big achievement. I mean, literally, that's something that you're always gonna remember for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah.
First time in college. So how'd that go? How'd that all?
How'd it all start? I guess start like how I met the person. I met her through class. We had finance together. One day, I was just talking to her because she was sitting right next to me. How this class sucks, blah, 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 because, like, our teacher, she was just awful. She had such, like, a thick accent, you couldn't even understand her for lectures.
Ugh. Where was she from, this teacher?
She was Asian.
Okay.
She was Asian.
All right. I mean,
but, yeah.
What do?
And her lectures were, like, she was literally just reading outside, like, the most, like, boring, generic professor you could get.
Right.
So, eventually we started talking. I eventually got her number. And then, I worked up the courage to, ask her out, like...
Oh, you asked her out on a date and everything.
Yeah.
This is not some ratchet stuff, right?
No, that's what I mean. Like, this first time was special.
Okay, so where'd you go to on this date here?
So we went to the city.
Oh, wow. Very fancy.
Yeah.
That to me is like a very fancy, that's a very fancy date. Where in the city?
To start off, we went to Trailer Park Lounge. You ever been there?
Where?
Trailer Park Lounge, just like in Midtown.
No.
No.
Oh yeah. By the way, everybody, I am not from New York. I am from Maryland.
Yeah.
I've been here about 3 years, but still, there's still a lot that I need to know. I don't get to the city as much as I want. I don't get to explore even Long Island as much as I want. So there's a lot that I learn through even the customers. Honestly, at the job, I learn a lot from them. But anyways, go on. So I've never been there.
So to start off the day, I took her to Trailer Park Lounge. It's this nice, bar, restaurant place. Nothing crazy. The whole shtick over there, it's like a trailer park. It has a lot of, bright lights, a lot of, southern feel to it.
Wait, in the city, there's a restaurant based on hick trailer parks.
Yeah, literally as you walk in, on the sidewall, they literally have, a trailer with, some, ratchet trailer park lady, head sticking out of, the window. It's really nice.
Fuck.
Has a lot of bright lights, a lot of pictures.
Have you been to a real trailer park?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
That's what I mean. It's the name's a little misleading, but the scenery is really nice just for just a good start for a good time. Mm-hmm. I definitely enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Especially how to start off the date. It wasn't going so hot, to say the least, because...
I feel like all might be like that, all first dates. You might not know what to talk about or something like that. Or
I wouldn't say it was to talk about. It's more I'd been there before for my birthday. It's a reservation. They did that, but for a table or two, they can't do that.
Right.
So across my fingers, I hope we could get a table. We didn't get a table right away, so we were just chilling at the bar. It was busy that night, so we were just... Well, she was sitting on a chair because as a gentleman, I let her sit on the one chair left over.
Okay.
Meanwhile, there's this group right next to me where they're ordering drinks, and this one girl's waiting for a drink. But she's just sitting on the chair waiting for a drink. And I asked her hey, do you mind if I sit on the chair? Kind of giving her an idea I'm on a date. You think I can get the chair? She's no, I'm waiting for my drink. I'm you bitch.
Damn.
Come on.
Should've fought her, man.
No, that's definitely not what you want to do on a first date.
On a first date, I mean,
definitely not.
Meet a woman, that's not a good idea for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, overall though, she seemed like she was having a good time to start off. And to the right of us, this guy, he was definitely an interesting guy. From what he's told me, he never gave me a straightforward name. Well, that's start off, right? He doesn't tell you his name. He told me he's a famous opera singer, or a popular opera singer. Mm-hmm. He's performed in Manhattan, a couple spots there. He's performed abroad in Europe. He's from Texas. What else? He's from San Antonio, which I am a Spurs fan actually. So when he first brought that up to me, oh, that's cool. I'm a Spurs fan. What is that? I'm oh, it's San Antonio Spurs. Their basketball team. And the way he responded, I'll never forget it. Honey, I don't know anything about sports other than the men's swimming team. And I'm just
Oh, so this guy he was a homosexual?
Yes, he's gay.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm that's really funny.
When I think of guy at the bar, I think of no matter if he was an opera singer or a cop or whatever, I always think of some fat dude, big fat guy with a deep voice.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I guess not this one, right?
No, he's some guy. I think he was wearing a pink polo, pink long sleeve. Come on, just because it's pink doesn't mean anything. I don't remember what he was drinking, but what he kept describing was oh, you know what? This drink has 80% alcohol. This is probably I'm gonna drink for tonight because this is some strong drink.
80% alcohol?
Yeah, this guy was crazy, and he definitely was in his 40s, at least 50s.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, while he's blabbering on me, me and her just looking at each other this guy's nuts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but eventually we did get a table. Finally sat down, but overall though, it was good. We were chatting. We had a lot in common. She's a big fan of Kanye, as am I. I got really big into Kanye this year.
What's your favorite project? See if you say one of the right answers.
One of the right answers?
There's a few right answers. Acceptable answers, I would say.
My favorite is Graduation.
Okay, all right, that's my favorite. All right,
hey, there we go.
That's good. And then what's second best?
With Pablo.
I
okay.
think that's a mid-tier project.
I get what you mean, but let me speak at first. So when I first heard the project, when it first came out, I wasn't a big fan of it. But maybe because as I grew up, I could relate a lot to these songs. Like songs like I could definitely relate to is what's the first one? Ultra Light Beam.
Ultra Light Beam is a great track. That's one of I think his best tracks ever. Yeah, that's a great song.
Real Friends.
Real Friends is a great song.
Yeah, so you're saying all these are great songs, but you're saying these albums is mid tier.
Mid tier and mid tier for him because his standards are really really high. So I don't think it's an A album. I think it's a B album. You know, get what I mean? But okay. I think he's got 5 A tier albums. Mm-hmm. So and it's just. That one just so happens to not be, to me, an A tier album. I think even his project with Cudi and this past year and Ye, I think are better song for song than The Life of Pablo. Even though maybe because if they had more songs to them, I think they're tough to compare in a way. But I do think if they were a little bit bigger and they carried with the same themes, I think they would be a little bit better than Life of Pablo. But anyways, go on with this. This woman here.
Yeah, she's a really big Kanye fan. So, that's how, we really got, connecting was through Kanye. Mm-hmm. And funny enough, before, I really, started getting to know her, I met up with her at lunch just randomly. I got out of class. I was getting Subway. She was standing online already. So, I walked behind her hey, what's up? How's it going? I asked,
be a little more open like that.
Yeah, definitely. If it's someone you like, try to be more upfront about it. Try to be more social with the person. So when I was talking to her family, oh, do you want to, sit together, grab some lunch? She's like, sure. Mm-hmm. And something I do a lot at my school is I try to find an empty classroom, put on Netflix, and just watch shows and stuff. Uh-huh. I do that a lot. So I asked her something I do a lot. I go to a classroom, put on Netflix, watch comedy specials. 'Cause I watch a lot of comedy specials. Mm-hmm. And she was all for it. So that's definitely a good sign. She at least likes me to hang out with. She wouldn't just go to some random classroom with someone she barely knows. Right,
exactly.
But yeah, so I digress from there. Then the dinner went well. We had a couple drinks. The food's decent, nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I went to the next spot. It's this bar. It's the 1-star bar. It's right across from the Barcade, which is basically I think you'd really like this spot, Benny. The Barcade has a lot of retro 90s arcades.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm talking about the OG Mario, Crazy Taxi, Pac-Man, a lot of
as
pinball.
Decorations, or you can play them?
You can actually play them. All in the actual aesthetic boxes too. Wow. It's that's really cool. Nice.
What is it called?
The Barcade.
The Barcade. Okay. Yeah. I'll check it out maybe one day. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would check out.
Yeah, but before we went there, we went to the 1-star bar, which is right across the street. The drinks are pretty cheap because over there it's not cheap. It's a bit pricey, but it's fine. There's a bar right across. Right. So we go over there. We're chilling still. We're still drinking together. I make a move because see what happens. Right. Yeah, she was going for it. We started making out at the bar, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, this is Christ. This is going great. Yeah. Yeah, and then eventually I asked her oh, do you want to go to the next spot, or do you want to go back to your place? And she's like, I just want to go back to my place.
Where is your, because did you take the LIR in, or did you take the subway in, or?
Oh, we took the subway.
Oh, the subway. Okay. So it wasn't even, that's the thing. If I ever went into the city, I would have to take the whole LIRR train. Oh my God, that's such a drag. Yeah. That is such a drag. I'm so lazy, I wouldn't be. So then, okay, so you go on the subway. You go on the subway there. Not
yet. Now here's how I still remember the story really well is how we were both drunk at this point now. So we were lost in the city for at least half an hour. We couldn't find the train we had to take to get back to Queens.
Oh Jesus!
So we're literally struggling, walking around, asking multiple strangers directions, oh, which way is to the A train or the 1 train.
Wait, you just didn't use Google Maps? You're
we did, but we were so drunk. We were still struggling with where is the stop? Where is it? I don't see it anywhere. God. And then the best part about that whole thing was she thought she lost her phone. Right. So we're basically lost in the city. We don't know where her phone is.
And all this stuff's gonna cock block you in for getting laid the first time, pretty much.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm thinking to myself
something's gonna go wrong.
Is this some act of God? Does he not want me to?
Right. He wants you to stay celibate for a He wants you to become a priest or some shit.
I think he wants me to wait for marriage, but.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It's not gonna happen.
He wants to make you wait for marriage. Okay. Anyways. Yeah.
But eventually we did find our way over there, and we're still making out. She's she's like kind of like laying on my lap because like she wanted to rest a bit. You know, no big deal.
Yeah.
And the train ride's like a good like half an hour. So by the time
That sucks.
Yeah, by the time we got back to her place, I think we left the city probably like 1. Got to her place at like 1:30, 2 in the morning. And when we got there, once we stepped into like she lived in the dorms. She went into her room, like a door room in her suite. She kicked her roommate out.
Dang, yeah. The other girl got sexiled. That's crazy.
It was so funny because like she walked out, she'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm just like, "Hey,
you about to get kicked out."
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Felt bad for her. It was like,
this is the way things work. I mean,
Yeah.
it happened to me. Like I've been exiled several times. I mean, I've had to exile and I've been exiled. I mean, it just happens.
just happened.
It just happens. You know, it's just the way of the life.
I mean, have you done it to your roommate?
Oh, of course.
What?
Of course, many times.
I
Yeah,
don't-
like, oh, for fuck's sakes, for 3 years. I'm glad I don't have to, I mean, now I don't have to worry about it anymore because I'm living in my own room off campus now. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. And he had to kick me out, too.
Very good.
It's just the way things work.
That's good. At least you and your roommate had like
Yeah,
a nice thing going
you have
on.
a mutual understanding. There's no cock blocking going on unless somebody was so sick and, like, they had to be in the room. And then, like, you kind of understand. You're like, yeah, we'll just give it a break.
Yeah, that's why you got the couch.
Yeah, that's. Oh, no. I'm not one of them. No. I mean, you have the girls' room too. If worse comes to worse, I mean, you could just.
That's true.
There's always 2 spots. It's very unlikely that both rooms will be unavailable.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, so then the girl gets kicked out.
Yeah, she gets kicked out. I go to her room and
You just bang it out and then.
bang it out. She offered if I could. She offered me to stay like overnight, but I had work in the morning.
Okay.
So like
That's probably for the better. 2 people in one like little dorm bed never comfortable.
Yeah, well, like
You think it's a great idea? It's really not a great idea. It's really uncomfortable.
it was over. I left the dorm, went to my car. First thing I did is like, we did it. Hey, we got it.
We did it. You passed that. Now you don't have to worry about that because the thing is, that's probably the longest time in your life you're ever gonna go without being late. I mean, from the point you're born to the first time you're getting laid, there's probably, unless you're so bad, unless you're very celibate, or unless you're so bad looking, or you're really bad at I guess talking to people, that's probably the longest time you're ever gonna go.
Yeah.
I mean, even if let's say you lost your virginity at 12 years old, there's still no chance in hell that you're gonna go another 12 years unless you're really really old and you're just out of it. There's not gonna be a time where somebody's like 30 years old. They're not gonna be 42 years old by the next time they're getting laid. I mean, they're obviously gonna get laid somewhere within 12 years. If you can't, that's really bad. I mean, I'm sorry, unless you're purposely going for that. If you're really trying and you go like out of commission for 12, 15 years, holy shit, that must suck.
Yeah, puberty must have hit the person hard.
Right. Holy Jesus. So anyways, okay, so that was good. So then you were telling me about your first party in your sophomore year. So did this happen in your freshman year? This first time?
Yeah, my spring freshman year.
Spring freshman year. Okay, so freshman year. So then you go for the summer and then you get back, and then what happens?
Oh, so I don't know if I should mention, like, I'm in a fraternity.
Okay, yeah, you can just say you're in a fraternity. You can name it. You don't have to. Whatever you want.
I'd rather not.
Okay. So
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna get in trouble.
Pablo is in a fraternity. That's what everybody needs to know right here.
Yeah, I think that's necessary. So sophomore year, I had crossed spring my freshman year, so this is like right at the start. I'm already a member now, so I got a whole year of just partying, getting to know people. Because why I joined a fraternity was just a social life. Because that's one of the things you want to have in college, like build a social life.
Right.
So yeah, first party of the year, I come through. Got to see everyone again. It's lit. Got to see my big brother, all my brothers, my pledge mates.
Yeah.
And party's going on. It's a rager. Everyone's having a good time. And throughout the night, I'm talking to this one dude. He's chill. He thought about joining us. He didn't end up doing it because I don't know why, due to reasons. But while I was talking with him, we ended up talking with these 2 other girls, both roommates. So that was really convenient for us. And yeah, eventually we like separated from each other. I just had one-on-one with her. We're talking, we're drinking.
Right.
And one thing led to another. Next thing you know it, she's kissing me, blah blah blah.
Right.
And Like I know all the brothers are like, you know, as they're passing by, you know, they're tapping me on the shoulder, or they're like looking at me,
all that bro stuff.
Yeah, like, hey, there you go, Kevin.
Right,
That
right.
boy.
Typical fraternity shit,
Yeah.
or just bro shit in general.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
just bro
shit.
stuff. Come on.
And girls do it to them, like each other too. That's another thing. They do it all the time to each other.
How often do you think you see that?
I see it all, dude. I dead ass, like I've seen it all the time, all the fucking time. I see it damn near every time. Every time, if I'm involved, or if a friend of mine's involved, or even if you're just in the bar, you could just like, you just see it. If you just sit there and observe, like it's become so like, I guess I don't really think about it that much because I just see it all the time. It's just something that's just kind of natural. I just see, but oh yeah, they do it. They do it. They do it. I think just as much.
No, really. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, her name's Molly. She's a wild girl. I'll tell you that. Cause you know, eventually we were like around like the dance where everyone's like, you know, like jumping up and down, blah blah blah. She's grinding on me, but this girl is wild. Like when I see she is grinding on me, she's like, my fucking dick was just hurting. Jeez, like she was just slamming her ass on me. I'm just like, jeez.
God damn, she's an aggressive woman.
She was aggressive, but hey, aggressive women. Hey,
they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so you know, that's going on. You know, eventually, I hit up our group chat like, hey, you think I can get a condom from someone? Because I think, you know, I'm about to seal the deal.
Why didn't you have one beforehand? Like, why don't you just keep one in your wallet? Especially if you're going to a frat party, like, wouldn't you want to bring one in, like, the back of your pocket? Like, just have one in the back of your pocket just in case?
I didn't really think I'd get that.
Well, no, I mean, that's what I'm saying, just in case. Like, you could go into something not thinking you're going to get anything.
I know what you mean, but at the same time, it's like...
You never know.
Yeah, I do know now.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so, you know, I hit up the group chat. You know, one of my boys spotted me a condom. Now, the next hard part is finding a room. Because, like... You know,
it's not your house.
No, we're at the frat house.
And were you still living in the dorms at this point?
No, I'm a commuter.
Oh, you're a commuter. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you know, we're trying to find a room, but I know the house people who live in the house know I was looking for a room. So
you were gonna bang in one of your buddies' beds, pretty much.
Oh yeah, they would have been cool with it, 100%. Just not one guy.
Holy shit, dude! I don't think I'd be cool with that.
They would have been fine.
Oh man.
Especially people who live in there, they would have been fine.
Holy shit.
But yeah, I know, like, we were opening one door and, like, one of the housemates, like, was like, nope, Kevin, you're not going in there. I'm pretty sure it was his room, which is why he said no. Yeah. Which is fine, I guess, because, like, it's his room. That's whatever. So, you know, after we were done, like, looking around, we just went to the back of, like, the house just to chill. Because the way the house is the back of the house has like an alley where people park their cars. So, you know, we're going to the alley just to, you know, one-on-one time, just making out and doing stuff. Meanwhile, you know, there's people and, like, you know, on the side of the house just chilling.
Right.
Doing their stuff. You know, they all see me. They're all winking like, all right, Kevin, we see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so, like, now at this point, this is something I heard that I don't want to believe, but at the same time, maybe it could happen. So, from what I can recall, we were mostly just chilling like on the side of a fence, like nothing much. But from what I heard was we were like chilling on one of the brothers' cars, and we were setting the alarm off.
You were?
We were.
Oh my lord!
Now,
just like not even realizing it.
Yeah, not even realizing. But here's the thing: like, I know what the car was, and I remember where it was parked. Like, we were no way like on it or anything. Now, when I asked, like, was this like a one-time thing? Maybe like someone like passed by and like hit or some shit. Excuse me. And they're like, no, it went off like maybe 3 or 4 times. And I'm thinking like, no way, there's no way I would have remembered something like that. Yeah, and you know, like it was getting pretty heated and in the side. Okay. Like to the point where, you know, one of the brothers went to check on us. I didn't have my shirt on. She had her pants down. You know, it was getting pretty heated. So that's why, like, I know people think we probably like did it on their car. Yeah. But like like I said, I do not remember ever being near the car.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
So it was some like that was probably the part in that night that I'm just like, I do not know any of this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, so like, let's go all going on, you know, before all that happened, throughout the party, I guess near the end of the party, one of the brothers taking me home, to the train station to go back home. He asked me like, "Oh, so how was your night, Pablo?" I'm just like, "It was a really good night. I had a good time." Blah blah blah. He's like, "Oh, so how was Molly tonight?" And I'm just like, "Oh, she was great. She was really like wild girl. Blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And then I started thinking back to what happened earlier during the party where, while me and her were just like chilling still inside the house, one of my brothers, his name's David, he came by, like talk to her privately or some shit like that, and like she's just like ignoring her, like, "Hey, just get away from me," blah blah blah.
Right, not interested, yeah.
Not interested at all. Mm-hmm. And I started thinking to myself like, Molly, girl named Molly. I'm just like, is that the Molly that David had a huge crush on for like the past 2 years? And he's like, "Yeah, man, you got it." And I'm just like, oh my
dear.
No way. That's so funny. That was my first reaction. Like, that's so shit. Funny.
Oh, dear.
Because, like, in my defense, I did not know what she looked like at first. I mean, the name Molly's common, Any girl could be named Molly. How am I supposed to know that Molly in particular was that person he had a crush on? And when I say he had a huge crush on her, like, when we were, like, chilling in the back of that house, he came out of the side to, like, go confront us, telling him, like, "All right, this is no more of this, okay? Kevin's not having sex with Molly."
Right.
And he goes to the side, and my brother like stop him, like, "Yo, just leave them alone, all right? She doesn't want to like deal with you. Just back off."
Right.
And then I remember when I got home, I was checking through Snap, and like I see a video of him, like tapping the phone with a beer, like, "Fuck you, you know who you are," as he starts chugging it, and I'm just like laughing, just like, wow, this is really funny, huh?
Oh, so he was pissed. He knew it. Right?
Oh yeah, he was pissed. It was so funny.
Shit.
And then like the next day when I see like the group chat message, how like, "Wow, Kevin, like you got some balls to to be doing that shit." By the way, my pledge name is Kevin because I'm 5'7".
Oh, gotcha. So was it rhymes or what?
I mean, you tell me, Benny.
Okay.
5'7" Kevin.
Oh shit, that sucks. Yeah. What a boring name to have as your pledge name too, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was one before me. His name was 6'7" Kevin.
6'7" Kevin.
Dude was actually 6'7".
Well, that's good to have in your fraternity. Just in case like you ever need to play basketball. I mean, you got your center, right? Well, I guess in the NBA you'd be like a small forward, but you got your height now on your basketball team.
Here's the sad thing. He was awful at basketball.
He was terrible.
He was awful. Like even I could beat him, and I have a foot, and he has a foot advantage on me. Yeah.
So they're all saying, "Man, Pablo, you did this, you did that."
Yeah, like damn, like damn, Pablo, you're starting off the year strong, huh?
Right.
Like just a bunch of like good shit, blah blah blah. A bunch of now this is like frat stuff now.
Right.
Like good stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was definitely a good time. I still see her around campus. We say hi, we talk sometimes.
Right, it's not too awkward.
It's not.
No, not at all.
It's just funny.
Yeah. So then, okay, so you what about do you got any other drunk stories with wine or beer or?
So something that happens a lot with like holiday parties like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I have an uncle that lives with us who works at a steakhouse, and they get free bottles of wine as like celebration, but it's nothing like fancy, like your generic $20 bottles.
Okay, but they get them free, and then do they pay for them? Or?
No, they get them for free.
They get them for free. Okay, how many do they get?
He usually comes home with like 2 or 3.
Okay,
it's a good bit.
That's not bad. That's a nice plus. I mean, I'd like to have like free merchandise,
Hey, definitely. And like he'd always give me a bottle too. As like oh, Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Nice bottle. My mom didn't know about those bottles.
Right.
Well, yeah. So like one night, I had nothing planned for tomorrow. I had 3 bottles of wine. This was it was my winter break before the semester started. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drink a little bit. I do drink wine occasionally. Well, I used to drink wine occasionally. And I somehow managed to go through all 3 bottles.
Okay.
Like
what?
Like yeah.
Like full out bottles of wine.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, 3.
In one night, and you thought that was a good idea.
I just kept going.
You just kept going.
I just kept going.
How much do they say? I've heard. I don't drink wine personally. That's just not my drink of choice.
Yeah.
So like, how many glasses are in a bottle of wine? Because there is like a true number, right?
Yeah, I would say for my cup, maybe 3 or 4 cups each. But
Yeah,
like then again, like
that
I'm not
seems
drinking
right.
them like back to back to back. I might have like 1 cup. After that, I might chill for a few minutes. Because like at the same time, I'm doing other stuff. Maybe I'm watching like Netflix or I'm playing video games, that kind of stuff. And I'm just
Right.
drinking like in the middle of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I got food too, so that helped out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I managed to drink 3 bottles of wine.
Within how many hours?
I think I went to bed at like 3, 4 in the morning.
So how long were you drinking these wines for?
Probably 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours? That's still...
Yeah, it's still a while, but hey.
Still a while. I mean, it's still a while, but goddamn.
Yeah.
3 full bottles of wine.
Yes.
Like a dozen glasses. Shit.
It was a dozen. Yeah. But now the worst thing, when I woke up, first thing, immediate hammer, just like, oh my gosh.
You were just no, this is not a hangover thing. You were just completely drunk when you woke up.
Oh yeah, I was definitely still just like,
shit. That's the worst.
I couldn't. I didn't want to get up or anything.
Right.
But now the first thing, the second I like just roll out of my bed is I just yacked all over my floor. Just
On
just
your
like
floor?
just couldn't stop. Like those scenes in like Family Guy where they're just like yakking.
Yeah, they just turn over and yeah.
That was me.
Shit.
Like I was just vomiting all over my floor, and I just couldn't stop. But I couldn't stop. I'm like, oh my god, this hurts so much.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
So after that was all over, my mom knocked on the door. Is like, Kevin, don't forget you're taking me to work this morning at 6. It's like 5:30. So I'm just freshly just finished yakking. I'm just like, oh god, I'm so fucked. Cause like something my mom does occasionally, like she comes in my room to maybe get a Q-tip or some like tissues or some shit like that.
Oh, you can't have that.
So like I'm just praying to God, like, please, for the one time, do not let her come into this room right now, because she's gonna see just a giant puddle of red. Yeah. And that's just like, I don't know what to say about that.
What to do? Yeah.
So thankfully she did not go in my room. I drove her to work. She works pretty close. I didn't have to worry about driving far. But all I could think of in mind is like, all right, how am I gonna clean up this mess? Because now here's the worst thing.
You have carpet?
Carpet.
Fuck.
I have carpet.
How deep? How thick?
Not that deep. I would say maybe like this deep. Nothing crazy.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, but like I just know to myself, like, I gotta clean this shit fast, or there's gonna be just a giant like red dot on my carpet. So like I get home, I'm still like dizzy, just disoriented, all that stuff. I go to the kitchen, just grab the whole paper towel. Like I'm not even just grabbing pieces. I'm grabbing the whole thing. Yeah. Getting 2 bags. My grandpa's in the living room watching TV, but he's a bit senile, so he doesn't pay attention to that. I'm walking in my room with paper towels and all that stuff.
Jesus.
And lock the door, open up the window, because God, the second I came in, I just the waft of just the wine.
Oh shit! So the hurl smelled like wine.
It smelled like wine.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't like that.
So yeah, I'm getting all the chunks off the floor into these bags. Once I managed to clean it all up, there's always like a dark spot. It's a decently sized dark spot. If I had to guess, maybe like a regular ball, like a basketball, like you're looking at.
Yeah.
So yes, once I managed to like clean up the main mess, like you don't see like long, I see just a little dark spot. Yeah. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna pass out for a bit, let myself recover a bit, so I can start thinking like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. How am I gonna clean this up? Because I know for a fact, like she comes in this room, she smells like just wine or even vomit. She'd be like, what is going on in here? Why does it smell like vomit? So like, no, I was looking through my phone, Googling shit like any regular person would do. And it's like, oh, baking powder or whatever powder.
Oh, yeah.
Like, definitely helps, like, get rid of, the smell.
At least the smell, yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm just, like, pouring that shit all over. Just leaving there for a few hours. When I finally go back to check on it, it's like, I wouldn't say you can like smell it as easily now. Yeah. But like, say like you were like standing near, or like say you put your head down near the spot, you can still smell it.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so like, it smelled like like pretty bad for a few days. My mom did come in my room one day to be like, "What's that smell? What's going on in here?" And like I don't know maybe like I left food somewhere in the room. I gotta look for it. Yada yada. That was like my alias for that.
Okay.
So yeah, so eventually the smell did go away. Something I did to like cover the smell, like I put like like a bag on top of the spot, like just leave a bag, like say like my backpack, just leave it over it to like cover the smell. Mm-hmm. The only downside with that, like my bag started smelling like vomit for a bit, but I got that washed in laundry, so that was no big deal. But yeah, it's like I think you could still see like a little bit of it, like just the stain of it, but like it's nowhere as bad as it probably would have been, as like the day of.
Oh, right. Well, of course.
So yeah, so like ever since that day, like I've not touched like a cup of wine since then. Like I don't even bother.
You don't even bother. You're not gonna get to like when you're like 50 years old, married, and you know that's like the married dinner date, like drink of choice. I mean, you're eventually you're eventually gonna have to get back on it.
I know, but hopefully by then I'll probably forget about it.
Right, hopefully. Well, then you'll listen to this podcast, Pablo, and then you'll be like, "Oh fuck!" And I gotta remember this fucking story.
Oh yeah,
this is gonna be on the air forever, unless I take it down. I mean,
just take it down. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even then, it'll be somewhere. It'll still be lurking in this world somewhere. So what else you got? What other? Do you have any other experiences with like fucking? I hope to God you don't do heroin, but did you ever do cocaine? Did you ever do like anything crazy there?
In terms of drugs, I just smoke pot. That's really it. I've never really found like other drugs like that, appealing. Like I hear stories of people saying like, oh, I snorted like Atlantic Coke. I felt like this. I felt like that. Or like I popped Molly. Just like it's not really for me. With pot, it's like, It's more like I do it recreationally, obviously. So I just like it to calm me down. Maybe I like to smoke before I eat. Give me the munchies to eat a bit, or like I just put on like a show to watch, and I'll just be watching it for like a good 1 or 2 hours without realizing I've been watching it for that long. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've been smoking for maybe like a few years now. I smoke maybe like a few times a week. I wouldn't say I'm like addicted, as like someone would probably say it right now, what I just said, but not that crazy. Like, I can go without smoking for a bit, no problem. Mm-hmm. But I would say that like one of the worst experiences I've had with pot would probably be when I tried blow for the first time. Like, you know what blow is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that these are those crystal like things. They like the way they would like heat up the, what would you call it? The bowl. Like they use like an actual blowtorch. Right. Yeah. Blowtorch, all that stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I only took 1 hit of blow, maybe 2 hits, and I was gone. Like
it was that bad.
It was that bad. I remember we were over a friend of a friend's house. Like I knew him through high school, it was whatever.
Yeah.
We're all chilling in like this one guy's room. I don't know how he's related to him. Maybe he's just a roommate or whatever. All I know, like. I know he told me his actual name, like, the next time I saw him, like, when I was sober. Right. But, like, the only time I would ever, like, speak to him was only to refer him as Dragon Sensei.
Dragon Sensei?
Dragon Sensei.
Wait, you would say that to his face? Or no, about, like, in reference, you would say that to his face?
Yes, like, this is, like, during that night,
Why? How do you get Dragon Sensei out of a person?
I don't know. Like,
I feel like Dwight Schrute. Like that's like a Dragon Sensei type of guy.
I mean,
that's what I think of.
He looked like your typical geek.
Okay. Oh, okay. So he was a nerdy guy.
Yeah, he definitely looked like a nerdy guy. Mm-hmm. Nerdy hipster like. But yeah, like it was bad. My eyes were bloodshot. Like, I could barely keep my eyes open. Like we're all just laughing. We're all just having a good time. Meanwhile, like my eyes are just barely open. Like I'm just trying to like keep them open. And like, I definitely had one of those moments where I kept feeling like shit kept repeating. Like I felt like I kept doing the same thing over and over again. Like I was tripping at that point now.
Holy shit!
Like it was bad, but looking back, I'm like, wow, that's really just like shit.
Yeah,
like it's really. I find it interesting though, like thinking how like I'm doing the same thing over and over again, just out of nowhere. Like it feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over.
Like actually, or like in your brain, something's going on. Or?
No, like I physically feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So you're in like this nonstop loop. Mm-hmm. Oh, that must have been interesting. It's very interesting to see someone in that state from like a third person view.
Oh yeah,
looking at them.
Yeah, they told me.
Imagine.
But yeah, like another thing too, like I couldn't really control myself that well in terms of like moving my body, because like whenever someone's been cracking jokes, stuff like that, I kept having to have like hitting my leg on the floor, just laughing like ha ha ha, it's so funny, ha ha ha.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
God.
God.
It got to the point where I accidentally woke up the guy's parents upstairs. Like, they're cool with them smoking, so because I'm pretty sure they probably smoke too. But yeah, like that happened. But like they were cool with it because I remember the next morning when I got home. Not when I got home, I was already home. The next morning when I got a text from my buddy who invited us over, he sent me a screenshot of his conversation with them. Mm-hmm. He's like, dude, Kevin will... yeah, yeah, everyone calls me Kevin. I don't know why. Yeah, so like, yo, he woke up my parents last night. They're like, what the fuck's with all this noise?
Jesus Christ.
And they're all... and he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. He's like, hey, it's all right. They thought it was funny because I told them what was going on with him. And then he wrote like, "Hey, Pablo is more than welcome to come over anytime." Oh, and I was just laughing and like, "Wow, was I really that bad?" It's like, dude, you were tripping, like actual tripping.
Woof, woof.
Yeah. Man.
So what about you told me you had what about your two friends in a car?
Oh yeah, so with these two, I spoke with them regularly. So one night we were smoking, like just like our usual spot. We're chilling in one of our buddies' cars, just relaxing, stuff like that. And at some point, we decided like, you know what we should do? Get some food.
Right. Well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Get the munchies, man. I mean, what can you do?
Exactly. So we're now thinking like, what are we gonna get? And like simultaneously, we're like,
Taco Bell?
No, Burger King.
Oh.
Burger King was the
Burger King. How much do you like Burger King out of 10?
Out of 10? It used to be like an 8 for me. Now it's gone down to like a 6 or a 5.
Yeah, it's like a 5 for me. It's like average. It's very average.
Yeah,
I like McDonald's more.
Oh yeah, I've been digging McDonald's more now again.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so we're like, let's get some Burger King.
Okay.
So now we're like, hype for this food. Next thing you know, he starts his car on, but next thing you know, the car's not going on. We're just like,
batteries out.
Like something like the battery's dead or something, because like what had happened was we didn't have the engine wasn't working because we left the battery on without the engine running.
Oh God.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So of course we're all still like high. So my buddy of course is bugging out because like I can't leave my car here. It's like 2 a.m. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna get any help?
Right.
Like we're all just like trying to figure out what's going on. What are we gonna do? So first thing we think of is like, all right, we need another car and we need jumper cables.
Yeah.
So luckily we live near the other friend. His name's Sean. He lives nearby. So like, all right, I'm gonna go get my mom's car. I'm gonna bring it over here, and now we gotta get jumper cables.
Yeah.
So we're thinking to ourselves like, all right, where can we go to find jumper cable at like 2:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, there's a good chance. Hopefully, 7-Eleven might sell
7-Eleven,
7-Eleven.
man. I was about to say.
Yeah. So
they let me down the other day. They didn't have cards, but they probably had jumper cables, right?
Exactly. So thankfully there was 7-Eleven right all the way down the end of the street, and like we're all so high, we're all excited. Like, all right, we know the game plan. Let's get our 7-Eleven. We just randomly start racing each other to 7-Eleven.
Oh,
just
dear God.
like through the street, we're just running down the sidewalk.
Oh fuck.
Like I don't know why.
Naruto running?
No,
not with the hands back.
Sorry,
no.
Benny.
Well, no, I wouldn't run like that. But
yeah,
if you're in a craze, if I was like drunk as shit, I would probably run like that.
Did you know in Manhattan there's like how like they have like meetups for like running events, stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they actually have events for that for Naruto running. Like
what?
I'm serious.
That is
like
horrific.
Like
that should not exist. That is the most weeb shit I've ever heard. That is so bad.
Dude, your wallpaper is the Akatsuki. You shouldn't be talking.
Okay, there's a difference between watching anime, enjoying it, even using it as somewhat of inspiration, and then getting and then there's another level, the Comic Con. I would not go to is it Anime Con? It might be Anime Con.
Really? You wouldn't want to go to that?
No.
I think it'd be fun.
Nope. I look, you look at me, I look like a normal person, okay? Those people are not normal. They come into the store, you see them in the mall, you see them everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can just tell. And you're like, this guy hasn't let this guy, usually for anime, I don't usually get to watch every day. Not that I wouldn't, but even if I would only watch maybe like 2 episodes a day. That's it. Like, I can't take more than that, unless the arc is so good that like I have to. But I would never root myself in a fucking Naruto running fucking marathon type shit. I have no fucking interest in it. That is disgusting.
Yeah, how I found out about it, like I was watching like this like news channel on YouTube and they were talking about it and they were showing like clips of like just groups of people just running Naruto style and I'm just looking like how would that feel comfortable? Like, I never really thought about it at first. Like when you see like in the anime how they run, it's like wow, that's just
so
cool.
Yeah, it's so like it's so easy. It's seamless, you know. But in reality,
it's like you look so stupid.
No, you look like an idiot. The only way I would run like that is if through a trade-off. If I look stupid like that, I could also like, you know how they jump on the trees and shit?
Yeah.
If I could do that, then I'd be like, okay, look, I'm fine with running like an idiot to be able to have like that type of power. But to run normally like that, that's horrific. Nobody runs like that.
No.
Except for just total weebs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they also do like what's it called? Like Dragon Ball Z stuff where you just scream. Like, you know, like you do, like you're trying to channel like your Super Saiyan.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
like try to pull a video of that. Like you're literally seeing people just like just screaming.
That's disgusting.
And
that is horrendous.
And
That's fuck. All right. Anyway, so wait, go on with your okay. So you're running 7-Eleven.
Yeah. So we got 7-Eleven. We asked for jumper cable. They didn't have any. So now we're like, okay, that's the hole in our plan.
We
got the car at least, so you know we can at least guarantee ourselves getting home.
Okay.
You know, maybe we can make up some excuse how like, oh, this car better day. You know that happened. You know.
Yeah.
You know, but now there's two problems that we're facing once we have that realization is the ignition keys are stuck inside the car. Like he can't take them out for some reason. Like they're actually like locked. Maybe there was some feature in the car that keeps them locked in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he had window down.
Oh, you can't jump a car with windows down?
No, we have no jumper cables. But since we had no jumper cables, like okay, let's go back to home. He'll tell his parents like, hey, my car wasn't working. One of the Sean drove us home, and that's it. Nothing. It doesn't seem that bad. He'll probably get like a certain talking to, but nothing bad. But now what's stressing him out now is I have my window open in a parking lot where anyone can just hop inside my car, fuck around with my shit, take anything.
Yeah.
And the keys are in here. So now So he's like, you know what, fuck it. I'll wake up my parents and we'll go get the car tonight. Mm-hmm. So now it's been like an hour till we finally agreed on this. Mm-hmm. So Sean drove us home. He drove him. We took our buddy. His name is Danny. We took Danny back to his place so he can talk to his parents. And as he's taking me home, he's like, Pablo, you still hungry? And I'm just like, yeah, I am. He's like, Burger King. so we went to Burger King without Danny. I felt kind of bad we didn't bring him, but at the same time, like he had his own priorities.
Your fucking car broke down, bro.
I know what it's like. Maybe he was still hungry.
I don't know. When I get nervous like that, I'm usually not.
I know what you mean.
I can't. The thing is, I was thinking, people on death row, they have like the last meals. I'm like, how the fuck can you have a last meal? Unless you just don't give a shit about life that much. How the fuck? I would not be able to eat. Like knowing, like having realizations, like maybe I'd forget for a half second, but then it would like come to me and like, holy shit.
Yeah. But you got to think about it though. It's like they've been in jail probably years or decades now. So like they have the opportunity to eat one meal that they'll actually enjoy.
Right.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about though. Like I was watching this video. It was like a top 10 video about like famous
last meal requests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One I remembered was one person asked for like a soul like cherry or like a raisin, just like a little morsel. That's it for his last meal. There was one dude that ordered like basically a buffet full, but didn't eat a single bite.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you heard that one?
Yeah.
And then there's this one where the way he wanted to go out was like he wanted he had like a nice meal, like kind of like mom style meal that he had, except one thing that they didn't really give him properly was like probably spaghetti or like can of noodles. So like what they did was just give him like generic brand from a can, and for like his final words, it was like, this meal was horrible. They didn't give me my noodles, my soup. Right. That was like his final words.
Oh man,
like it's stuff like that was so interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, For you personally, what would you have as your final meal?
Fuck. Well, my favorite food. It goes between chicken lo mein, sushi, and then sometimes I'll have like a really good slice of pizza, and that will sneak in there. But other than that, that's really like, I think like chicken lo mein is my favorite because like it's just like, I don't know, like I grew up like eating a lot of Chinese food, a lot of Asian food. So it's like damn near home cooking. It's like almost like home cooking. I literally have had chicken lo mein the last 2 nights. I hadn't had it before that. I haven't had it for weeks. I haven't had it, and it fucking killed me because this Hofstra, horrendous. The Chinese food is so bad. I can't eat it. I can't eat it. It's disgusting. So whenever I go home, I try to eat chicken lo mein, or like I'll go. But I tried 3-4 stupid places around here, and they didn't know how to fuck. This is what I like to do. I like to get General Tso's chicken combination, and I will pay extra instead of the pork fried rice that they give, which I do like. I'll have chicken lo mein instead, and I'll get an egg roll. Okay, that's diabetes on a plate right there. But regardless, that's what I'll get. I finally found a place, Mr. Chen's in Garden City.
Oh wow,
Mr. Chen's in Garden City is great. It's not the greatest of the great Chinese food I've had, but it's been very, very, very satisfying every time I've had it. So I would recommend if you are all in the Garden City area. I probably will have to save this for another podcast because we are kind of running out of time. But and I do want to get to this Steve story. But definitely check that place out. The place is pretty good. It's better than these other stupid fucking places that are around here. I've been to a Great Wall on the Turnpike. That place is iffy. It's decent. I went to Phoenix House, which is a new one. They have really good General Tso's chicken, really terrible chicken lo mein. Like they don't know how to make fucking lo mein at all. So at the end of the year, that's like right across from Hofstra, like right like a minute from where I live. So I would go there, and I would have to get the pork fried rice instead because it was better. But I wanted chicken lo mein. And then I went to this other stupid place. The chicken lo mein was good, but the General Tso's chicken was fucking ass.
Gotcha.
So I couldn't have that. So now I finally found a middle ground finally. So I'm blessed for that. Anyways, all right. So let's talk about Steve. Now Steve is under an alias. This we can say.
Yeah.
Steve is under an alias. So we're gonna keep this guy's name out of it. And he's got 2 stories. You got a Halloween soccer party Steve story, and you got a wedding Steve story.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with the wedding first. So I've known Steve for a few years now. We volunteered together. So what was going on in this event was one of the people we work with was getting married. You know, he's been with this woman for about 10-15 years now, so, you know, good for him. They already had 2 kids together, so, you know, they just want to consummate the marriage, which is nice, you know, it's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
So, you know, before we go to, like, you know, the wedding reception, all that stuff, you know, he asked me, like, hey, Kevin, you want to come with me to get some flowers? I'm like, oh, sure, like, are they for, you know, the wedding couple, blah, blah. He's like, oh, no, it's because, recently me and my girlfriend, Allison, we broke up. I'm trying to get her back, so I thought, you know, getting her some flowers would be nice. And I was like, no, it's fine. You know, we got time. We got plenty of time. So, you know, I go with him. We went to Westbury. You know where Westbury is?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Westbury. We got some flowers. Now we're heading to her house. But now, something like I've grown to know about Steve is, like, he's a very weird guy. Weird. Like, something he likes to say a lot. I almost think of it like a catchphrase at this point. He says bro a lot.
Bro. That's kind of obnoxious at this point.
It is. It gets obnoxious.
Especially if you don't change it up with, like, you can say bro, but then you say bruh. You know, you can say, there's so many other things you can say. Like, you say dude. Like, you can say man. You can say, like, you can say, there's so many other phrases now. Like, when the Jersey Shore was out and they were saying, like, bro all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, fine. But now it's kind of like, it is obnoxious. You do hear it. Like, when it's one of those words. You ever heard this thing where, like, they say a word like 3 times, really, really, like, in short time.
Yeah, fast.
And then you start to notice it every single time they say that word. A lot of people say it with like. A lot of people say it with, like, eh. There was this Spanish guy one time that was talking at my high school, and he would talk, and he would be like, after every sentence or beginning of every sentence, he'd be like, eh, and like really every time that went off, I was trying so hard not to laugh. Like, I don't think I wanted to, like, just it was like one of those where like I was holding air in, so if I started laughing, I would just like burst. Like you would hear this big, I was like noise like through my mouth, just laughing. But anyways,
no, I mean, like I could relate to that. Like I remember back in 5th grade, I'd say like a lot. Like elementary school, I kept such a bad habit of saying like. And my 5th grade teacher would always like call me out like, Kevin, you're using like again. You don't need to use like. Why are you doing it? Blah blah blah. And
there's always someone in the class like that though.
Yeah, but no, I appreciate that because I don't do it anymore now.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So now I'm pretty sure after like this event, I started now having thoughts like, yeah, this guy's pretty weird. Because once we like parked, he didn't park in front of the house first off. So first.
So you went to this girl's house?
Yeah, he went to her house.
Oh.
So first red flag is like, why is he not parked in front of her house? Second off, he went on his own. I didn't really bother him because I feel like, he's probably going to hand it to her or hand it to someone, like, in the house. It'd be awkward if I'm just there.
Right.
But for when I was told, because, like, I know Allison's sister.
Okay.
And what she told me is, like, they were left on the doorstep. Like,
it's a little strange. Did he knock and nobody was there, or?
I want to say, I want to believe he knocked, but, like, I found out later on, it's like, he's, like, left gifts for her before. So once I heard that, I'm like, he probably just like dished the flowers there. He didn't want me to see. like I don't know, like he's like obsessed with her. Like, even to this day, he keeps bringing her up sometimes. I'm just like, why are you still talking about her? Get over it.
This is years ago. This is like a couple years ago.
This has now been years now. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Like they just can't. Some people just can't get away from them.
I know, but like something you gotta know growing up. By the way, he's 29. So he's been around for a while.
Oh shit! Okay, that makes a whole nother context here because that's you're talking marriage age at this point.
Yeah, I know. But like, here's the thing though. It's like you're still young. Like, come on, marrying at 29, you don't have to worry about that yet.
No, but like at that point, I feel like you kind of have to maybe start making the decision that you're gonna kind of maybe going down that you want to go down that road, like that you plan on within. Because I don't think I want to be 40 and getting married.
Yeah,
that's just a little.
Well, technically, he would have been 26, maybe 25.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now he's.
So like now you see what I mean now.
Okay, gotcha.
Like you're in like.
Jesus, so he brought you along, and you're much younger than that. So.
Yeah, I think I was like 18 or 19.
Jesus, and you're my age. Holy God.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, so they're done. I know she's planning on getting married. Actually, funny enough, she's getting married, and like I've seen pictures of the person getting married. Dude looks a little bit like him. Like,
that's
like low key, like he looks kind of similar.
Man, she got a type, man. What can I say?
She had a type.
She had a type. On the outside, at least.
So yeah, but I'd say one of the weirdest experiences though with him would have to be what he does for Halloween. So. Since I've worked with him for years, like we have Halloween parties where we volunteer. So we do costume parties. So what he would dress up as is a soccer player, because like he's a big soccer guy. He plays like soccer. I'm pretty sure for like a minor league team, like nothing like big.
Yeah,
or anything
Sunday
like that.
league he does probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good.
So
it's good he's being active. He's just not in the house all the time.
Yeah, no, he does like in training. He's a active guy.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, so like he like soccer life, so he's a soccer guy. So it's like first year I see him like it's nice. I get it. It fits your theme. Second year, same thing. I think he wore a different jersey though, so it's like fair. Okay, at least you spin it a little bit.
Yeah.
Third year, it's like okay, man. No, it's like you're not even trying. It's still a soccer costume. You can't think of that. Why don't you dress up as a ref one year?
Oh, that
would have been clever.
Or a coach or something like that. Yeah.
Or a coach.
Or a ball boy.
Or a ball boy. So for the most recent Halloween that passed, he did spin it a little bit. I will give him credit for it.
Yeah.
So when I came in to volunteer, he was going to a costume party like after we were done. So so when I asked him like, oh, is the party tonight, right? He's like, yeah, it is. It's he's excited for it, blah blah blah. And I asked him like, oh, what are you gonna dress up as? He's like, bro, as he like starts moving his hands down to show off like his outfit,
and he's so proud of it.
His party is like, no, it's more like he's like, isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious? And I'm there like, come on, man.
All right, so describe to everyone who he's wearing.
Okay, so he's wearing those Adidas soccer pants, those nice tight ones.
Yeah, comfy.
Adidas hoodie, Adidas shoes. So now I ask him like.
So okay, so you're wearing pretty much like what any person like on the street would be wearing. Any type of like workout clothes, pretty much at this point.
Yeah, so now I asked him like, so what are you supposed to be? It's like, oh, I'm like a soccer player off the field. Like, oh wow, off the field. So like that's what I mean. Like, I'll give him a little credit.
Most professional soccer players, though, if they, okay, maybe they show up to training in something like that, but okay, they have money. These motherfuckers have money. You think they're gonna dress if they have like any? They're dressing in designer clothes, just like the NBA players are, just like the fucking NFL players are coming in. I mean, they're doing the same shit. They're doing the same shit. You ever seen Neymar? What that motherfucker wears?
I don't really watch much soccer, but I do watch a lot of NBA.
Oh, well, okay. So like Russell Westbrook.
Oh yeah, I love Russell Westbrook's outfits.
Some guys in soccer, there's actually a good amount of them. And remember, these are European, South Americans. Like these are not American people. They're dressing like fucking Russell Westbrook, but like sometimes worse. Sometimes better, but sometimes worse.
When you say worse, what do you mean? Like they go over the top
with it?
Like
more obnoxious. Like there's a soccer player. His name is Danny Alves, and if you're a soccer fan, you know about who this guy is. He's a pretty. He's coming to the end of his career now, but he's played for some of the biggest clubs. He's played for Barcelona for many years. He played for Sevilla. He played for PSG, Juventus. I mean, he's played for. He's Brazilian. He's played for the Brazilian national team probably like over 100 times at this point.
Damn.
I mean, this guy has had like for a right back especially, he's had a really good career. But this guy comes up with the most dumbass outfits ever. When you see there's literally people that will really wait for him to walk in the door. One time he had this horrific. You have to look it up. Maybe I'll throw it up on the podcast here for anybody watching on YouTube. And he was wearing like a fucking sailor's outfit. Like this guy.
Wait, when you say sailor, like like the classic cap, the little bit.
No, it was terrible. He had a hat. He had like a really tight fitting, like obnoxious looking suit. Looked so bad. And it's always the Brazilians that always dress the worst. I like Brazilians a lot. I really like Brazilians, and that's probably one of the countries I want to go to the most. But they suck at when they go and they dress obnoxious. They literally dress like they're going to like a carnival, like how they always go to carnival. They're literally doing it again. Anyways, okay, so go on with this guy.
So once I saw the big reveal on his costume, I'm just like, I'll give it to you. That is original. For what I've noticed the past few years.
Yeah.
So I asked him like. Cause I don't really know what he does at parties, so I asked him like, "Oh, are you planning on drinking?" They're like, "Oh, I don't drink, just water." so I joke with him. So like when you pull up to the party, instead of asking where's the cake, you're like, "Where's the faucet?" And he just gave me like a bit of like, "Okay, that's funny, but it's kind of mean." Yeah. And it's like, come on, man. It's like it's a party. I get it. You don't drink. That's fine. It's just a little joke. Come on.
Yeah.
A little funny. So once the day's over, we usually have a weekly meeting a few days later.
Yeah.
So once that day hit, we're all together, and we were talking about the party because everyone knew he was at the party. Mm-hmm. So like, so how'd the party go? Everything good? Everything was fun? He's like, yeah, it was great. It was good. And then someone asked like, oh, did you hook up with anyone that night? He's like, yeah, I hooked up with 2 people. And we're just like, whoa, look at you, buddy. Two people.
Oh, dear. What was it, his left and right cleat?
Could have been. But yeah, so it was 2 people. Like, when he said that, I'm just like, so do you have, like, their number? Do you have them on Insta? Because if he had said just one person, I would be like, all right, that sounds easy because he's had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
He must have some game.
Yeah.
But now that he said 2, I'm like, all right, you got to put your money where your mouth is. You gotta show us some pics.
Yeah, and you gotta get some proof.
But no, he was dodging all that shit. He's like, no,
I don't got it.
I'm not doing that. No, it's fine.
Oh, one of those guys. We all know one of those guys.
Yeah. So yeah, when that's over with, we're done hassling him. Mm-hmm. And then like, one night I was texting my cousin. Her name's Carly. She was seeing this cop. Like they were going out for a bit.
Yeah.
And I was telling her the story about Steve going to this costume party, and she knows Steve too, and she out of nowhere she told me like, oh I forgot the cop's name. He was at the same party too. And I'm like, no way, really? Does he remember, like, and I started describing him to him, like, this dude looking like he's like a soccer player.
Off the field, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, and then as I relayed the message to her, she messaged him about it. He's like, I do remember this one dude that kind of looked like it. He was like sitting on the couch by himself, and I was just laughing when I read that. I'm just like, wow, this guy's fake. No, you can't say you hooked up with two people, and then I hear this, and I'm like, that's a complete 180.
What a guy, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
What a guy. He just wants, someone. But
right. Well, you know what? As we wrap this podcast up, we'll just, we'll offer our prayers to Steve that hopefully Steve can find somebody. Hopefully he can find the truth also within himself to not have to, I guess make false claims like that.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that. So anyways, all right, so unfortunately we're running out of time here. That's good. We got these stories and we got them within time. Like we got good amounts of time out of these, good detail. Well done, Pablo. This is quite good.
Oh,
it's quite a good job. I hope that everybody here enjoyed listening to this podcast because I certainly did. If you want to get on the podcast, if you're in the Long Island or New York City even area, just give me an Instagram DM or add me on Snapchat and we can discuss it. My Instagram is SKBENITG. Are you gonna be plugging anything or no?
Oh, I mean, you can put it in the description because I can't really think of that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we'll have links to Pablo's shit on in the down low, and thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty well done. You knew what you were gonna say. Good job, and thank everybody for listening to the podcast. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're on SoundCloud, give it a like as well. Appreciate you all listening. Thank you very much. Peace out.